Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, you look good. Woo! I like this outfit.
I just get fueled by kids. You know, just the opportunity. And this window of our lives is shrinking as we go down the road. It just gets smaller. And so those moments with kids, giving an opportunity to help them find their way, you know, equip them with some of these core values and life lessons and become successful in the end. I think that's why we teach.
You never know what's going to happen when you walk through the door to Mr. Fray's class.
Yeah, a little round of applause for that, huh?
One thing you can be sure about is the undeniable energy that comes from his room. That energy carries outside the classroom to his favorite place, Drummond Island.
It's a special place. I think when you come across the ferry boat, it's almost like mystical, magical. You're leaving, you know, the world behind, you know, over there. And then when you get here, it just has its own place, you know.
Over 300 miles north of Davison in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, Fray's home away from home. A cabin over 30 years in the making.
My dad thought about building a cabin. I'm like, I kind of like that idea. I thought it would be really special, you know, to have a log home one day.
For as long as he's been teaching, Fray and his family were building this cabin, and piece by piece they put it together with nothing but the supplies on that very island.
I collected rocks for the foundation for 15 years, and I said, one day, you know, one day. And then when we got it all done, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Building a dream cabin on Drummond Island is just one of Mr. Fray's many accomplishments. A high school state champion, a college baseball player, varsity football coach, and even a DJ. There's not much Mr. Fray hasn't done, but there's one thing he holds near and dear to his heart, his family. Specifically, his 2 daughters.
What are the happiest things in your life? And it doesn't take long, and probably most parents would agree, you know, your children. And so these are my 2 daughters, Chelsea and Carly. I'm also very proud of my daughters. Both became nurses, and so nothing is more valuable and more important, in my opinion, to parents when your kids have found their way.
The passion and energy that Fray has for being a father carries over to the classroom.
Kids asked me one day, Mr. Fray, in the hallway, what do you teach? I said, I teach being happy. Be happy. Because that's why we start our 5 minutes out, you know, in the beginning of the hour, not concerned about curriculum, not concerned about, just exhale, relax, let's find our peaceful place. And when kids are happy and laughing, I know they're not stressing. That's helpful for me. And also, when they're happy, I think everything else has a better place.
He sticks out because like every time you walk in a room, he just like brightens your day. Like if I was having a bad day when I walked into his class, like I would always have a good time. And whenever I see him in the hallway, like he always knows how to like acknowledge his students and like make sure that people know that he cares. Like he's always there for you. He speaks from the heart. He can, you know, have one idea and then just veer off onto one of the most inspirational speeches you'll ever know, while giving you just really great hand gestures and movements. Fray's one of my best friends.
As Mr. Fray starts his next chapter on the shores of Drummond Island, he thinks back to all the people, memories, and moments. And in the end, it's about the relationships you make along the way.
In relationships and connecting with kids and never really knowing if we have an impact. And we sometimes wonder, as teachers do. And there was one day when I had switched districts, and there was a knock on my door, and I answered the door, and it was 3 former students from Hamady. And they said, "We miss you, Mr. Fray," and I miss you too. And you know, it was that moment that I realized, you know, I think I had an impact on someone's life. They had an impact on me. They'd helped me along the road. And isn't that what it's all about? You know, people helping people.